You ever watch someone win the lottery and lose everything at the same time? Yeah, that happened to me, not the winning part, but the losing. Or at least, watching someone else throw it all away while I picked up the pieces. I met Darnell back in the summer of 2004 hot Atlanta heat, streets sticky like syrup, and me fresh off a 12-hour shift at Grady Memorial, scrubbing bedpans and spoon-feeding folks who hadn't seen family in weeks. I was 26, broke, but proud. Every dollar went to rent and my baby brother's tuition. Darnell worked security down by the tracks, always talking big about going back to school, buying his mama a house, making something of himself. Most guys like that just talk. But Darnell, he actually worked. Hard. That mattered to me. We didn't have much, no candlelight dinners, no beach getaways. He'd show up after my shift with a peach soda and some chips, and we'd sit on the steps outside my apartment talking about nothing and everything. That man could make me laugh when my whole world felt like it was collapsing. And when I found myself waking up next to him, tired but not alone, it didn't feel like settling. It felt like choosing. It wasn't a fairy tale, more like a survival pact. When Darnell got laid off, I picked up extra shifts cleaning offices, working Sundays, even doing hair in my kitchen when I had the energy. When he said he wanted to go back to school, I co-signed a loan I couldn't afford. When his mama lost her job, I welcomed her into our tiny apartment, just for a few weeks that turned into almost a year. I even sold the patch of land my daddy left me to pay off Darnell's credit cards and buy a secondhand Honda so he could get to work on time. I was tired, but I told myself we were building something. We got married at the courthouse, no dress, no flowers, just my brother, his mama, and a couple friends. I remember the judge asking about a prenup and me half joking, yeah, in case we hit the jackpot someday. Darnell laughed and kissed my forehead, didn't even read what he signed. It was just something simple my brother wrote up. If he ever came into big money, I'd get it all if we divorced. Darnell signed it like it was nothing. Said, "Baby, if I ever get rich, it's cause of you anyway." And we kept grinding. He finished community college, landed a warehouse manager job. Life never got easy, but it got a little lighter. Still, it was always me holding the net. When his son needed help, when his mama got sick, when the car broke down, I was the fixer. The glue. Fast forward to one ordinary Tuesday. I'm working a double shift, dragging my body home at midnight, and there's Darnell bouncing like a kid, waving a scratch-off ticket in my face. "We made it," he kept shouting. $8 million. Cash option. I cried right there on the kitchen floor, thinking maybe, just maybe, all those sleepless nights, all those sacrifices were finally going to mean something. At first, it felt like a dream. We made lists, scrolled through house listings, even talked about Hawaii. I picture a little house with a garden, maybe even taking a class or two, just something for me. But Darnell? He went full lottery winner mode. Phone blowing up with calls from people I'd never met, old flames, fake cousins, folks who hadn't called in years. He started buying designer watches, eating at restaurants where I didn't even know how to pronounce the names. And me? I was still cleaning up after his parties, still waiting for the us in all this. Then he quit his job, just like that. Said we didn't need it. Said I was trying to control him when I brought up paying off debt and saving for the future. And then like a slap, I came home one night to find my clothes in trash bags on the porch. Locks changed. Darnell inside laughing with some woman in heels and a dress worth more than my whole paycheck. He didn't even open the door. Just said, "You don't live here anymore. Papers are coming." I slept on my cousin's couch, numb. Couldn't eat. Couldn't cry. Just kept asking myself how someone I gave everything to could throw me out like old shoes. Everyone ghosted me, friends, even his family, even his son. I felt like a ghost in my own life. Then my brother reminded me, "Didn't y'all sign something?" I dug through an old box, and there was the prenup, creased and yellowed, but still legal. 2 pages. His signature. Mine. It said if he got rich and left me, the money was mine. I didn't want revenge. I just wanted to breathe again. A lawyer took my case on contingency. Said it was airtight. Said, he's not getting out of this. And he didn't. Darnell bluffed, threatened, begged, but the judge barely blinked. The ruling came fast. Everything transferred to me. When that money hit my account, I didn't scream or cry. I just sat on the edge of my cousin's twin bed staring at the screen. For the first time in decades, I felt. Still, I didn't call anyone. Didn't post about it. Just bought a small house in Savannah far from the noise, the people, the past. I planted tomatoes, collards, peppers, things my mama used to grow. Paid off every debt. Quietly sent checks to folks who'd helped me along the way. Never told anyone how much I had. Didn't buy a Benz. Didn't travel the world. I shopped at the same grocery store. Sat in the same church pews. Donated anonymously to the hospital I used to scrub floors in. Some days I'd still feel a sting not for Darnell, but for the woman I used to be. The one who kept everyone else standing, even when she was falling apart. But now I sleep easy. I don't owe anyone anything. I wake up and hear the birds instead of someone else's complaints. And that quiet, that peace, it's worth more than all 8 million. Darnell? He burned through it all. The girl left. The house got foreclosed. Car repossessed. He called people for help, no one answered. Last I heard, he moved back in with his mama, who barely speaks to him now. A neighbor called to tell me. Said, "You know he ain't got nothing left, right?" I just said I hope he was okay and hung up. I never gloated. Never posted. Never needed to. Some victories don't need to be loud. Mine was quiet. Steady. Earned. Every dollar in that account. It came from years of unseen work, of swallowing hurt, of holding families together when they didn't deserve it. I walked away from that marriage with nothing but a promise. And it turned out that was all I needed. Now here's what I want to ask you. If someone builds their whole life around holding others up, at what point do they deserve to stand on their own? Was Jenny right to fight for what she was owed, or should she have just moved on? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's talk about love, loyalty, and what we really owe each other when everything's on the line.